Awful. I've never been through anything like that in my life.
Communities in 6 states in the Midwest were destroyed after tornadoes over the weekend. Up to 100 people are believed to be dead, and rescuers out there are still searching for survivors this morning.
President Biden has declared a major federal disaster in Kentucky, and this morning, 10 TV is teaming up with the American Red Cross to help families in need. Marita Salkowski from the American Red Cross, in fact, is joining us this morning. We are so glad you are joining us. We have some questions for you, Marita. We are hearing all of these stories of survival. We just heard from a woman, people pulled from the collapsed candle factory, for example. And while we share those stories of how the American Red Cross provides the services like the shelter and the food, it's that mental health support that's going to be critical. So can you talk about that, how you do provide some help there for families?
Yeah, sure. I mean, first of all, thank you for having me. We really greatly appreciate 10 TV's support, not only to get the word out, but also all the efforts that you have for your fundraising. So thank you very much for that. We have disaster mental health volunteers. These are people who are trained and licensed mental health providers who will work with clients to help them deal with a tragedy. You know, you think about losing everything. There's more to your recovery than just the physical aspect of it. It's more than losing stuff. It's losing your way of life. It's losing your community. It's losing your home. And that is so devastating to individuals. And until you go through it, you don't really comprehend the enormity of the loss. The disaster mental health providers, we also have spiritual care workers, will go in and help the people start to comprehend the tragedy, start to deal with the tragedy, and then hopefully down the road start to recover from it. We're a long way from that process, but our mental health providers will at least help people get started and get them on the right track.
Great that you do that. And there's a lot of work to be done. How many people are you going to be sending to Kentucky, and what other services are you going to be providing to the victims there?
Well, as far as how many people, we don't really know that number right now. That continues to change every day. A lot of the roads in the areas are impassable, so the exact extent of the disaster is not yet known. So the numbers of people and volunteers that will be going down there is going to change as the day goes on. We do have 4 people from our central. I'm sorry, I hit my computer there, from central and southern Ohio that are going to be heading down today. They're leaving from Cincinnati, and they are bringing our big emergency response vehicles, which really are like mobile feeders. They consider them like food trucks. In a lot of cases, people can't get to us and the services that we provide. So we take these emergency response vehicles into the neighborhoods. We directly meet the people, let them know of our services, provide food. They could be loaded up to provide meals out in the neighborhood, some of those hard to reach places. So that's some of the thing that's going on. We also have 8 shelters in Western Kentucky up, housing the people who have nowhere to go. I don't have the numbers for last night, but the night before, we had over 200 people in those 8 shelters. Typically, what we see is that number will grow as the disaster goes on, as more and more people look for somewhere to stay.
So folks are going to be donating today. Marita, can you give them real briefly an idea of what their money can do, what their donations can do?
Oh my goodness. Their money goes a long way. 90 cents of every dollar donated to the Red Cross goes to the people impacted. So your money is used for the people who need it. Also, we are the largest humanitarian organization in the country, so we have the ability to quickly move those dollars to where they're needed. We honor donor intent. So if a donor donates today and wants that money to go to, we're calling it the Southern Tornadoes because it impacted Kentucky and 5 other states. It will go to those people in need. It goes for sheltering, it goes for feeding, it goes for that disaster mental health as we talked about. Another aspect that we provide, if somebody, they've lost their home, maybe they lost their wheelchair in that disaster, maybe they don't have their medication or their eyeglasses. We have healthcare professionals, registered nurses that will make sure those people get those items back and get them quickly.
Okay. All right.
So it's a wide variety of things that the money goes to.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Marita. Stay safe, and we're so appreciative of the opportunity to join with you and the Red Cross to make something happen for these folks who have lost so much. Take care.
Yeah, and some of the things that she mentioned are things that you don't even think about until you
Wheelchair and the
go through that.
glasses. Yes.
Glasses, right? So we're going to have that running at the bottom of your screen there if you'd like to donate all morning long, all day long. You can see the need there is pretty big, Jeff.
Yeah. And